In the last video, we have seen that the endomorphism ring is well defined. And before that, we have studied that suppose endomorphism ring is well defined, then it is a non-commutative ring with unity. That is the set of all endomorphisms on an abelian group together with function addition and function composition is a non-commutative ring with unity. And the additive identity of the ring is the trivial homomorphism, and multiplicative identity or the unity of the ring is the identity map. Coming to the next topic, group ring. So group ring is the set of all formal sums of the form AIGI, summation over I, AIG. If you come to the third point, elements of RG are of the form summation over I, AIGI, where capital I is the index set. So this is a way of writing sum such that this sum may contain uncountably many terms. So this is a formal way of writing a sum which may contain uncountably many terms, but we have a restriction saying that AIs, all AIs except finitely many of them are 0. That is, this is a finite sum series. There are only finite number of terms which are non-zero. So this is a finite sum. And we call it a formal sum because this is of the form of a sum, but most of the times we are not going to add the terms of this series. AI, GI, A1, G1, and plus A2, G2. We are not going to add these two terms most of the times. Therefore, we call it a formal sum. It looks like sum, but we are not going to add. Okay, so in RG, we need two structures fundamentally. The first structure R is a commutative ring with non-zero unity. That is the unity of the ring. That is the multiplicative identity of the ring is different from the additive identity of the ring. Again, this is a commutative ring. The multiplication operation in this ring is commutative. Also, the second term G is a group. So the term multiplicative group means the group operation is considered to be a multiplication for ease of representation. It is not going to be of much importance because if you take a permutation group, anyway, the group operation is the function composition and it has nothing to do with addition or multiplication. So it is just a figure of speech multiplicative group because we are going to multiply. Okay, coming to an example, I have taken Z6. Z6 is the set of integers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this set together with addition modulo 6 and multiplication modulo 6 is a ring. But this algebraic structure is not an integral domain since 2 into 3 is 6, which is 0. Therefore, 2 divides 0. Therefore, it contains 0 divisors and therefore it is not an integral domain. Or it cannot become a field. Okay, so it cannot become higher algebraic structures. So this is a ring. Z6 is a commutative ring with non-zero unity. The additive identity is 0, multiplicative identity is 1, and multiplication is commutative. Multiplication modulo 6 is commutative. Therefore, this is a non-commutative ring with non-zero unity. And S3 with function composition or function composition is a group. This is a non-abelian group. In fact, this is a non-abelian group. Therefore, it is a best suitable example for our case. So S3 is a non-abelian group and it contains 6 elements. S3 is the set of all permutations of 1, 2, and 3. There are 6 ways of rearranging these 3 terms, 3 factorial ways. Therefore, this is a non-commutative group of 6 elements. This is the smallest non-commutative group available. Coming to our example, we have a ring Z6 and we have a group S3. So we are going to write a formal sum using the terms of Z6 and S3. So if I write X is equal to 2 mu1, 2 is from Z6, mu1 is from S3. S3 contains 6 elements, mu1, mu2, mu3. rho naught, rho 1, rho 2. These are the notations used in our textbook. So I'm using the same notations. And we know that elements of Z6 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the coefficients are 2, 0, 1, 2, 5, 2. All these elements belongs to R, and mu1, mu2, mu3, rho naught, rho 1, rho 2 belongs to S3. Therefore, this is a valid element in Z6 S3. Now we are coming to, we will use this example for other purpose later. Now coming to the structure, but algebraic, what is the algebraic structure of this set? We have the set of formal sums, sum over I, Ai, Gi, where Ai belongs to R, the ring, and Gi belongs to G, the group. So we prove that this set Rg together with usual addition of formal sums. Usual addition of formal sums is done by adding coefficients of terms with equal variable, something of that kind. That is, if I have to add two sums, I will club the coefficients of a non-term. Actually, summation over I Aigi plus summation over I Bigi. I can write all the elements together, or I can club them together. Something like Ai Gi. If I have A1 G1 plus A2 G2, and on next B1 G1 plus B2 G2. Instead of writing 4 times, I can add A1 G1 and B1 G1 to write A1 plus B1 G1. It's a way of simplification. It has nothing much to do. Therefore, we can simplify in that way. So this will again give a finite number of times. No matter how much times we add, this will give a finite number of times, and therefore this is going to be a well-defined binary operation in Rg. And we can easily prove that the addition in Rg is closed. Ai is an element of R, Bi is an element of R. Ai plus Bi is again an element of R. Since ring addition is closed, Ai, Bi belongs to R. Therefore, this is again a valid formal sum in Rg. Next, addition is commutative. We know that R is a ring, and ring has addition operation commutative. And there, since the ring addition is commutative, the addition of formal sum is also commutative. Coming to the next point, since the ring addition is associative, the addition operation in Rg is also associative, and there exists identity element, which is the sum over I 0 Gi. All the coefficients are 0, or all the elements we are taking from R are set to be 0. Then we will get the additive identity element of Rg. And coming next to the existence of additive inverses of the elements of Rg. Suppose Aigi, sum over I Aig is an element of Rg. Then we can take the additive inverse of Ai minus Ai. And using those terms, we can construct another formal sum over I minus Aigi. This is also an element of Rg, since it has only finite number of times. And also, again, minus Ai are elements in R, Gi are already in G. Therefore, this is a valid term in Rg. Therefore, for each element in Rg, summation over I Aigi, there exists an additive inverse, sum over I minus Aigi. So, therefore, the set Rg, we call it group ring. Okay, set Rg together with addition of formal sum is an abelian group. Now we will see how we can multiply two sums. How do we multiply polynomials? We will multiply all the terms and we will simplify. This is the same logic we have applied here. So, product of two sums, sum over I Aigi into sum over I Bigi. We can simplify using coefficients of Gi, writing together the coefficients of Gi. We can add together the coefficients of Gi. Therefore, we need to find what all are the terms that will come with Gi. So if I multiply two terms like A1 G1 into A1 B1 G1, if I multiply A1 G1 into B1 G1, I will get A1 B1 G1 into G1. G1 into G1 is going to be an element in G, but it is most of the times it is not going to be G1. It is going to be some other element. So A1, B1 is the coefficient of that element. So we need to find what are the coefficients of G1 and add them together. So this is what is done in the bracket inside. So we are multiplying AJ, BK if GJ into GK will give GI. So in fact, this is of the form AJ, BK, GJ, GK, where GJ, GK is GI itself. Then we can add AJ, BK as a coefficient of GI. So it is a simplified form. It has nothing much to do. Even if you write the write in the long way, it's going to work. But in our proof, you will not be able to write in that way. Therefore, we need to write some simplification. So I'm writing in this way. This is our formal way of writing the product of two formal sums. Nothing complicated in here. So we can see what is actually happening with the help of an example. We are taking the earlier example X. X we have seen earlier that X is 2 mu1 plus this. We are just taking an element from Z6 S3. We have defined X. I'm defining a new other time Y. Y is 4 mu1, 2 mu2. Okay, 3 mu3 is 2 rho naught, 2 rho 1, 0 rho 2. Okay, this is again another element of Z6 S3. How do we multiply these two terms? I can multiply these two terms with the help of a computer algebra system known by the name SageMath. So this is the page. So I have updated in our blog under course material. I have given semester 1 abstract algebra computations. If you click on this, you will come to this page, abstract algebra computer algebra systems, and I have given an example. If you click on this example, this page will come. So what I have done here is we have taken the symmetric group of order 3 and the set of integers, 6 integers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are not saying this is a ring or anything. If I give 7, it will give a field. If I give 6, Z6 is not going to be a field. It is not going to be an integral domain. It is only going to be a ring. Depending on the number, the algebraic structure will automatically come. If I give Z6, the addition will be addition modulo 6 and multiplication modulo 6. If I give 8, addition modulo 8 and multiplication modulo 8. The operations will be automatically updated. And here we have a structure. SageMath is a Python-based computer algebra system. It has an algebraic structure called group algebra. It understands our group ring. Okay. So A is a group algebra with respect to the group G, which is S3 and ring Z6. And I am, for the ease of writing, mu1 is the permutation of 2 and 3. 1 is fixed. Mu2 is the permutation of 1 and 3. 2 is fixed. Mu3 is the permutation of 1 and 2. 3 is fixed. Rho naught is no action. There is no permutation. Rho 1 is the usual permutation 1, 2, 3. Rho 2 is the opposite permutation 1, 3, 2. 1 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1. These are the 6 elements in S3. And this is a way of writing the formal sum. Nothing much to worry about this. A2 is a way of writing 2. In this SageMath, it has some rules. Depending on that rule, using this algebra, group algebra, I have defined a group algebra A, and A of 2 will give as an element which I can operate easily. Therefore, I am using this element. I am not going to explain much more. So this is, we can read this as 2 into mu1, 1 into mu3, 2 into rho naught, 5 into rho 1, and 2 into rho 2. Again, y is equal to 4 mu1, 2 mu2, 3 mu3, 2 rho naught, 2 rho 1. Okay, the 0 times I have ignored. And x into y is computed using SageMath. It gives 1 rho naught, 1 mu1, 1 is fixed, 4 rho 1, 4 rho 2, and 2 mu2, 2 is fixed, 2 mu2. This is the entry I have made here. So this is computed using computer algebra system or SageMath. So you can do this manually. I will show how we can do this manually. This is not for the purpose of an examination. This is only for understanding what is happening in group ring. You will not be asked to find the product of two sums in your examination. So this is the group table of S3, mu1 into, sorry, rho 1 into mu1 is going to be mu2. You can compute it manually or you can use this table. Okay. So we will do it manually. This is the x, this is value of x, and this is value of a. I am multiplying each times. Okay, mu 2 mu1 into 4 mu1 is 8 mu1. Okay, 8 mu1 mu1. Okay, there are two mu1s, so 8 mu1 mu1, and 8 is nothing but 2 in Z6. In Z6, 8 is same as 2. Therefore, I can write 2 mu1 mu1. 2 into 2 is 4, 4 mu1 mu2, and 6 mu1 mu3. 6 is nothing but 0. Therefore, I can ignore that term. And 2 into 2, 4 mu1 rho naught, 4 mu1 rho 1, again 0 mu1 rho 2. I can ignore that term. And I am going to multiply all these terms. I will get a big sum. And I need to prove that this is equal to 2 mu1 plus 2 mu2 plus 0 mu3 plus 1 mu naught plus 4 mu1 plus 4 mu2 given by the computer algebra system. Using the table, we can simplify. Mu1 into mu1 is nothing but rho naught. Mu1 into mu2 is nothing but rho 2. Okay, I'm using that table. I'm going to simplify all the terms, all the products. I'm simplifying all these terms and I'm adding them together. What is the coefficient of mu1? In the first row, if you look, it is 4. Then 4 plus, second row, there are no terms. The third row, there is 2. 6 plus 2 is 6, which is 0. We can ignore the terms so far. Coming down, 3 mu1 plus 4 mu1 is 7 mu1. 7 is nothing but 1 in Z6. Therefore, it is 1 mu1. Similar way, we can compute all the 6 times. And this is how we can do it manually. So when the sum is big, it is going to take so much time. And if you use computer, you can compute the products and sums using computer algebra system. Okay, this is not for the purpose of examination and you don't have to practice this, but I have shown this to help you understand what is actually happening and what are all the terms in this space. This is an algebraic structure. We have a set of formal sums. We have a way of adding two elements and we have a way of multiplying two elements. How do we add and how do we multiply? The actual way, instead of using that complicated structures, what is actually happening in that space. Now we are coming back to the theory, group ring. Now we have a set of all formal sums of finite terms with AI in ring and GI in G. And we have defined addition, we have defined multiplication. So we have two binary operations and a set. Okay, so the structure is going to be minimally we will require a ring structure. So we are going to prove that this structure is going to be a ring. To prove this thing, we need to prove two more properties. One is multiplication is associative and second is multiplication is distributive over addition, which means left distributive over addition and right distributive over addition. These are the three terms to prove. And also, if the group, associated group G is abelian, this ring is going to be abelian. Sorry, we usually don't say abelian. If the multiplication group is going to be abelian, the ring is going to be commutative. We don't say abelian ring, we usually say commutative ring. The ring is commutative if the group is commutative. So I leave this to you to prove that this structure, the set of all formal sums together with addition and multiplication is a ring. To prove this thing, you will have to start from here. You need to prove that addition is closed, addition is commutative, addition is associative, additive identity exists, additive inverse exists, multiplication is associative, multiplication is left distributive over addition, and multiplication is right distributive over addition. I leave this as an assignment. And in the next video, we are going to learn about quaternions. Quaternions is nothing but a set of 8 elements. The elements are 1 minus 1 I j k minus I minus j minus k. And there are two rules. First rule is I square equal to j square is equal to k square is equal to minus 1. And I into j into k is minus 1. So the operation is multiplication. This is a group of 8 elements, but this is not an abelian group. We will see that in our next video. Until then, goodbye.